Okay, with that, let's go into an interesting part of NLP communication. This is extremely important. This is used a lot of time by police. It's used by military personnel. This is called I pattern. This is about how a person can understand as to what's happening in a person inside a person's mind by looking at their cues, like how what are they looking at. um Sorry about the dog in the background, my little puppy. Apologize for that. So the first one is visual construct, right? So this happens when somebody is trying to imagine something, or they're constructing something in their mind, and their eyes are pointing in a particular direction. It could also mean that it's that a person is lying because they're really trying to construct something in their mind. The next is visual recall, is where they actually are trying to recollect something. This is a memory, right? You're talking about, say, for example, I said earlier, talking about the beach, and they might be remembering something that happened when they went to the beach. It could be a happy memory, it could be a sad memory, but so they are visually recalling this. And you can see that by the way, the direction in which their retina is facing at that particular time. And then there is auditory construct. This is where they are actually thinking about, um, they're constructing that in their mind. So for example, if I say, um, have you heard Santana ever play live? And in their mind, they are now reconstructing their memory of either having watched Santana play live, and that whole image comes in their mind, and they're constructing that in their mind. They're just thinking about how exactly that is. And then it could be a recall, right? It says, do you remember how it sounds like when raindrops fall on the roof? And then they're remembering the auditory part of it. They're recalling that information in their mind, and their eyes are shifting towards this side. And then the kinesthetic part is they're looking towards the lower part of their body. So a lot of times we have seen people who are, when you're saying something to them, they're looking down, um, and they're not actually looking straight ahead at you. Their eyes are kind of down, and they are actually feeling that whatever you're saying, that information. And then, if they're looking more towards the right, they're actually talking to themselves. They're having a two-way communication with their inner self. And then if they're looking straight ahead at you, then they're visualizing what you're saying, right? It's just straight ahead visualization. So these cues are really helpful when, for example, you're interviewing somebody, or you're talking to a stakeholder, and you're trying to see, so by what you see, you can actually understand how they're internalizing that particular part of the communication. So this is very, very powerful, very, very effective. And, if you've seen series like Criminal Minds or other such series, you would see that how much attention is paid to this. You would see that, the interrogation room has a person, and a person from the military or cops or FBI, whatever it is. And there's a big glass wall, and there are a couple of people just sitting there, and they're just observing what's happening in that room. And they're actually observing body language. They're observing eye cues to understand if that person is lying, they're making up stuff, or are they being honest? So they make a lot of decisions based on that.